Welcome to Family Gamer TV. As you maybe can tell, I'm about to have a look at Zelda Wind Waker, but HD and on the Wii U. So with my hat and my boat, we're going to go and see how that shapes up on Wii U. With Daniel Orihuela, and you're going to be You're going to be showing us Zelda Wind Waker
The Legend
HD.
of Zelda, the Wind Waker HD.
Yeah. Now I was just heard the music.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, I remember this. And we just had our first child, and we were playing this with the baby asleep in the cot, and got a personal connection there. So the fact it's coming back in HD on the Wii U, I'm quite excited about. So how does it differ, or what, how is it better?
So the big thing is, obviously you just said it right there, it's the classic GameCube title being re-brought out here on the Wii U in HD. 1080p, looks absolutely gorgeous. I'll get it going while we're kind of going here as well. But beyond that too, so the core story is still here that people all enjoy, that people are familiar with, all that classic feel, but it all comes to life in such vivid color in the HD world as it pops up right here on the screen. You can see right behind me.
It's making me smile.
And what's really cool is the gamepad, as it offers this dual screen interactivity. So your entire inventory is just here on a touch-based system. So it's really quick access. You don't have to break out of the action by hitting pause, choosing a different one. It's all in that dual screen experience all at one time. And beyond that too, there's even some other features we've added in. So I'll actually run over to it right now.
Okay, cool. So here we have Link.
Here you have Link. I just wanted to kind of give you a nice chance to see him, see how everything looks in HD. I'm rotating the camera around to get an idea of the world he lives on. This is Onset Island. And you see it, and he's got his classic boat over here.
Now, have they tweaked the gameplay at all, or is it exactly the same?
They did tweak the gameplay a little bit. So one aspect, which I'm coming here with this boat, that you used to be able to sail. And one thing is that it takes sometimes a long time to sail from place to place.
Yeah, I mean, I quite like that. But I know that the game took some criticism from some reviewers, but
a little bit. But what they've done now, see, I'm sailing right now, but they also added now a faster sail.
Turbo sail.
Yes, so you're able to go sail a lot faster now to get around the world.
Yeah.
The wind's going the wrong way for me.
And so, like you're saying there, you've got the gamepad.
Yes.
So it means that you've got your inventory and maps and stuff.
Yes. Oop, jump out of the water here. So I'm back out of the water. So one thing I was mentioning too as well that's new in the game, these bottles you see right here. So these bottles, when you pick one up, pops out on my inventory screen. I simply just tap on it, and I'm able to see stuff from the Miiverse. So Nintendo has Miiverse, which is the online area where people can share comments, share screenshots, things like that. And right here you see someone just shared a drawing of something right here, and you kind of look at it, see what detail they offered. And what's really cool too is that these things can offer hints to people. They can offer drawings, or they can be screenshots of people's in-game play action. What's really great about that is that you also have the ability to mark it so you don't want to see spoilers, so if you've never played the game before. But the cool thing is that if I make a message and put it into a bottle and throw it in the water, it'll float away, but that means it'll start showing up on other people's games. So if I come here one day, there could be like 20, 30 bottles just floating along here, all with different messages from people who've been playing the game online.
And how does Nintendo deal with the fact that those messages might well, you're talking about spoilers, which is a good example, but someone could write anything, potentially. How does that work?
So we actually do monitor that, so we do try to monitor the content that appears on Miiverse, especially for parents. Like, if you want to make sure everyone's seeing safe content, so we do make an effort to make sure nothing lewd or malicious is put on there.
So there's real people who are watching the content flow through.
Yes, and also if someone else, as a consumer themselves, sees something lewd, they can actually report that, and it'll be taken away for a little bit of time so they can review it to make sure that person's legitimately saying so.
Yeah, it seemed. I mean, my experience of Miiverse is it's been a pretty clean, safe place.
And it's a great place. I mean, the Miiverse has been a wonderful place for people to experience the online connectivity that the Wii U has to offer, especially through those drawings. You have some amazing, beautiful drawings people have been seeing on there, so it's great to see that. And I want to make sure the experience is fun for everybody, not just one particular type of audience. Anyone can go on there, have a safe and wonderful time, especially for parents and kids and everything.
Cool. So back to Link.
Back to Link. So I'm just walking around the island. So yeah, and I said you have the access. It's all based on the touchscreen here with using the map, different items, a bow and arrow. I mean, you can even crouch down, control the camera. I can even go to first-person view as well.
So you're controlling that with the stick there? The
control sticks, yeah. So I guess you control the camera with the right. You can see Link's eyes follow everywhere, and the left one controls his movement. Even has the classic.
Nice.
The Wind Waker. I kind of missed that spell. Whoops. So the ability to change the flow of where the wind's going, which is important for when Link is sailing.
So are there any other changes you mentioned about sailing? And any other
detailing,
tweaks?
the mirrors capability, the inventory on the touch screen, a lot of things like that, and just the gameplay. And you even can play off TV as well. So if I wanted to go play in, let's say you wanted to watch a soccer game, a football game. It is
right, yeah.
No, I prefer football. I'm a soccer fan myself, so football is better in my opinion. But yeah. So you have the ability to play off TV. So that way, if you wanted to watch something else like a movie, I could keep playing on the gamepad and still enjoy my experience
So
separately.
how do you do that? I never quite figured it out. So if we wanted to do that now,
This one, in this case, it's just the minus button. It even tells you you're now off TV, and now everything's controlled right down here on the gamepad screen. And you can take it. Yeah.
oh yeah. So you can play now. The TV's not in use, and you've got all the controls. That's nice because that makes it feel like a portable game.
Yes. As long as you're within range of the console, obviously.
Yeah.
But it does give you that freedom again, especially when you're talking about a family, not having to fight who gets to use the TV.
Yeah. That's cool.
One of your kids wants to watch a cartoon, the other wants to play his games, you have that option.
So have a look at a little bit of combat.
This is one of the boss battles you actually find about halfway through the game, so it's a much more challenging area. But I just love this intro right here because it's a really just epic detail of Link, his eyes. The room's going to start flooding, putting Link in danger now. He has to defeat this giant boss. So here I'll be using, I have a couple different weapons now. I have my hammer, I've got my sword if I want to bring my sword out. I'm just pressing buttons to bring these out. And you can actually remap any of these buttons just simply by grabbing up something and dragging it on. So it really gives that really nice quick access to everything as you need. So right now I'm trying to escape this guy. I need to get to the top of the tower. You'll notice this guy, he starts breaking things behind me. So what I need to do is keep running. He attempts to break things. If he breaks down an area, oops, I actually use my grappling hook to look up. I can use motion control for this too.
Oh yeah.
So then swing away to safety. Bring out my sword real quick. See him being chased up this tower. He is scary.
So
now we're at the top of the tower, and now I have a chance to actually, you're trying to make that races pass, you can see the doorways closing, and now I'm going to have a chance to fight against this boss. And again, everything that Legend of Zelda is known for is that idea of, even you're fighting enemies, they're puzzles. So it's always that sense of enjoyment when you try to discover how to defeat certain bosses. So those who remember this might remember that there's certain ways to defeat this boss, and actually have to use the hammer to break his mask. So what I need to do is, you can see if you even look at Link's eyes, you can see his eyes just constantly shift around, following where the enemy is. Now I lost him. Where'd he go? There he is. Now he's coming at me. I want to stay in front of him. So when he attacks with his beak, now I can actually slam his head. Oops. And that's how I'm able to hurt him by actually using my hammer to hit him on the head.
So imagine you have to do that 3 times.
Several times, not always 3. You have to go through it several times to defeat him, and that's how the battle continues to progress through.
Cool, that looks really good.
There we go. You can see I'm damaging that way, and it keeps going that way as you progress through.
So is there news on when that's out?
This one comes out later this year in October, November time frame. So you have a chance to play it then real soon.
And it's a disc game or download game?
All our games, any game that we release from Nintendo from a first party perspective, we always now release them in digital form and at retail at the same time. It's up to the third parties to decide for themselves what they want to do with that. But all our titles on the launch day are available in the store, or you can download it digitally directly to your console. And
is there an advantage to go in the digital route? Because I mean, people are used to discs, and I guess there's a security that got off something physical. But what's the case to say actually maybe it'd be better to buy it digitally?
Well, digitally, I mean, a lot of people have discs. It's just an easier way to get access to the content right when it comes out, right away. You can store digitally. It's not, and it's also all right there on your system. You don't have to keep popping discs in and out when you want to keep changing games.
Yeah, we often lose discs,
Or
and it's like, where do you put that disc?
Or scratching discs too, and you're like, oh, the game isn't working anymore because your kid left it out or someone got it scratched. There's a nice way to make sure everything's in all your whole library is right there, accessible at your fingertips.
I guess one downside is that you can't lend it. So once you've got it on your Wii, you can't. There's no way to sort of.
No,
share
it's
that.
not designed that way. It's designed for what if you digitally download, it's your copy.
Although you could lend your console.
You could lend out your console to a friend.
You wouldn't have it.
Then you wouldn't have it. You could trade consoles.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea. Swap consoles for a week.
But yeah, no, the idea is that when you download digitally, it's yours.
Yeah, I mean we do that a lot now on the 3DS, and particularly when we've been travelling, we found that rather than taking lots of little carts with us and then losing them, having it all on the game, and also we have some downloaded already, and sort of hand the child the 3DS, and they can tap the little present on the trip.
Yes, and I've done same to my nieces too. Like my nieces have lost cartridges of mine before as well. So it's much easier to go, here you go, and they're like, oh, they have tons of games already on their console, all just at the touch of the fingertips. It's great.
Yeah, great. Well, thanks for your time.
Of course.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.